Peace. Good afternoon. I hope all is well. Hope your Sunday is going well, or Monday, Tuesday, wherever you're at on the planet. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe as you come to the chat room. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. Tour Sierra Leone. We leave in exactly 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 14 days from now, we will be up in that air, up in the sky, headed to Sierra Leone. We are flying Air Senegal out of JFK. I am looking forward to it. I cannot wait. Again, we are going to have a great time. We are going to have a great time in Sierra Leone. Have I have probably about, let's see here, about 16 people who are going for citizenship, and then 3 or 4 people who are just coming to hang out. So we are looking forward to it. If you would like to, we have one more spot remaining. So if you're eligible for citizenship, meaning if you have DNA results from African ancestry, okay, not ancestry.com, not, here we go, from African ancestry. If you have your DNA results from African ancestry, which link you back to Sierra Leone, you are eligible for citizenship. Okay, that's the first step. That's the first big step. All right, and so I am taking a group in a couple weeks to gain their citizenship. Again, I am taking a group in a couple weeks to gain their citizenship. Please go to Donfo. Hold on one second. Let's get the banner going. Please go to donfo.africa to learn more. Again, please go to donfo.africa to learn more. We will, you know, appreciate and love for you to come and join one of our tours. Again, please go to Donfo, DANFO dot Africa. So there we go, right there, Donfo.Africa. Make sure you check us out. We would love to have you on the tour. So we have Sierra Leone coming up. We have Nigeria in August. So we are rolling to Nigeria for the Oshun Festival in August, August 11th through 20th. So if you'd like to join us, please go to donfo.africa, send me a message. Then we're rolling to Senegal. Okay. So if you're interested in joining us in Senegal, hold on one second. Senegal, October 19th through the 28th. October 19th through the 28th. Come and join us in Senegal if you're interested in going to Senegal, October 19th through the 28th. And then Voodoo Festival in Benin Republic. Again, Voodoo Festival in Benin Republic. That is going to be January 3rd through 12th. January 3rd through 12th. So if you're interested in joining us in Benin Republic for the Voodoo Festival, please go to donfo.africa and send me a message. Listen, we're going to open up the lines here in about 30 minutes. Again, we will open. In fact, I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat room. If you want to call in, you are more than welcome to call in. Link. Shout out to Resplendent Language Arts in Atumre. Again, links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in, go ahead, click on that link, and you are more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. So first topic, Fang Tribe mask. Fang Tribe mask. Sells for like something crazy. 4.2 million euros. €4.2 million, guys. This Fang Tribe mask. Fang Tribe, believe Central African Republic. That's where the tribe, some of the tribe is located, or ethnic group. I'm sorry, ethnic group. Ethnic group. So Central African Republic. So Fang, rare Fang mask sold for 4.2 million euros. That's about what, $8 million? Hold on, look this up. It's about $8 million. 4.2 million euros to USD. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. That's $4,638,900. So this mask right here sold for close to $5 million. And so Fang tribe is in Gabon and I want to say Central African Republic as well. So rare Fang mask sold for 4.2 million euros in France, despite protests. The reason why they were protesting, because um, we all know that it was stolen. Okay, we all know that when the Europeans went to Africa, they were stealing all of our masks and artifacts and statues. They were stealing everything, and then had the audacity to call us inferior, but take all of our items and put them in their museums. And then when we ask for our inferior items back, act like they don't want to give it to us. But I thought we were inferior. I thought we were swinging from trees. But then when we asked or demanded our items to be returned, they act like they don't want to give it to us. Or they sell it for $5 million. A carved mask from Central Africa dating from the 19th century was sold in France for 4.2 million euros on Saturday, despite Gabonese protesters in the auction house calling for the item's restitution. The rare wooden Injil mask used in ceremonies by the Fang ethnic people of Gabon smashed its estimate of 300 to 400,000 euros at the auction in the southern French city of Montpellier. The exceptional piece was discovered in an attic where it had been sleeping for a century by the descendants of French colonial governor Rene Victor Edward Maurice Fournier. Fournier, I think I'm saying that right, or Fournier, who was posted in turn to Dakar in the middle of Congo. Is said to have collected it around 1917 during a tour of Gabon. With its large domed forehead, almond-shaped eyes, long nose, and beard made of raffia fibers, this 55 centimeter high mask made of cheese wood represents a human figure. It is believed to date from the 19th century. The piece belonged, according to Jean Christophe Gispi, I guess I'm saying that right, the auctioneer in charge of the sale to secret society of the Najil vigilantes who roamed the villages to flush out troublemakers, among whom were individuals suspected of witchcraft. Stolen goods. In case of receiving stolen goods, a man describing himself as a member of the Gabonese community in Montpellier is claimed from the back of the auction room, surrounded by half a dozen compatriots. We'll file a complaint. Our ancestors, my ancestors from the Fang community, we will recover this object. The protester added, describing the mask as a colonial ill-gotten gain. Auctioneer John Christophe said the auction was entirely legal as far as he was aware. Accompanied by security guards, the demonstrators left the auction hall calmly, but continued their protests against the sale of the African works of art. Saturday's auction also included a Congolese chair, which sold for 44,000 euros, which added costs and fees. The total paid by the successful bidder for the Fang mask was 5.25 million euros, almost $6 million, close to a record for such an item. In 2006, a similar Fang mask brought in 5.9 million euros at a Paris auction. Whew, man. So there we go. And what's the thing about African art and the statues and the mask is the Europeans determine the value, because in reality, you know, the black diaspora really doesn't find value in items like this. Now, as far as the ethnic groups, is primarily just for ceremonies. So it's crazy to them why people will collect these works of art. Me, I'm a collector. I love them. My house is outfitted with nothing but uh, African antiques and artifacts. I'd rather have that than a naked King David statue, or some Greek statue or Roman statue in my house. So I collect these I collect African art, statues, antiques, artifacts. That's what I shout out to Trapland in the house. That's what I collect. You know, but as far as resale value, right? Like none of my none of my items. I'm gonna say stuff. None of my African antiques I'll never resell, because the people who will find value in it will be some European auction house. So I'll never resell mine. Like my collection is gonna be my collection forever. I'm gonna pass it down through my family. I thought they were in Central African Republic too. Okay, I guess I'm wrong. Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon, and Gabon. Okay. Yeah, but as far as my art, my statues, my antiques, I'll never sell them. Yeah, I'll never sell. No, what I'm saying is the Europeans really established the value. Because if you're going to get top-notch dollar for these African antiques, it's going to come from Europeans. All right. I'm sorry, black people aren't trying to spend millions of dollars on African antiques and art. I'm sorry. Now they'll drop money on the Basquiat, you know, we'll drop money on the Basquiat, which is fine. But as far as art and antiques from the continent, they're not. I mean, our people, they're not going to spend the same type of money, or they don't value it in the same manner that Europeans do. Europeans, um, I mean, they for the most part determine the value of African art and these antiques. So like I said, we'll drop money on a Basquiat. I mean, Basquiat. I'm trying to think of some other like black artists where we'll drop money on it. Definitely Basquiat. But again, when it comes to Basquiat, white people, you know, pretty much determine, Christie's and Sotheby's, and Europeans pretty much determine the value of a Basquiat painting. I mean, again, Europeans determine the value of a Basquiat painting. And it's the same thing with these antiques. For the most part, until a European comes in and says, you know, this mask is worth millions of dollars, you know, black people, the black diaspora, they're not going to find that same. I mean, basically, we don't value our own stuff. I was going to say another word. I'm just going to say stuff until Europeans decide that it is of value. There you go. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. This is anti-black talk. How many blacks have millions to drop on any art? The same black people that have money to drop on Rolls Royce Phantoms, Mercedes S550s, Ferraris. I mean, those black people. They're. I mean, black people have money. So those black people have the money. Those are the black people that have the money. S550s, Phantoms, and not necessarily millions, but thousands of dollars. Trust me, black people got money, but again, they don't put that same value on African art, mask. Um, yeah, I knew they were in Central African Republic. I know I wasn't tripping. I knew the Fang tribe was in Central African Republic. I know I wasn't tripping. Jordans, we value Jordans, Mercedes, S550s, Rolls Royce Phantom. So, I mean, that's what it is. Trampoline, these Africans are so superstitious, and that in trampoline, that's the other point I want to lead to. But the majority of Africans, meanwhile, a European will sell an African mask for, African antique for 5 million euros, but then we will say it's contained of evil spirits, it's evil, you know, it's cursed, you know. Black people are the only people who demonize their own culture. No other people on the planet, prove me wrong, no other people on the planet, okay, demonize their own culture the way black people do. No other people on the planet. It's the utmost, it's odd how brainwashed we are. We were the only people that would sit here and tell you, don't buy that mask because it's contained of evil spirits. But meanwhile, Europeans have all these masks in the museums in Europe, and not one European museum has burnt down because of these evil masks. I mean, I don't get it. It's the most bizarre thing ever. If these things are evil and corrupted and satanic, again, why do all these European museums contain all these pieces of art and not one European museum has been affected by it? I don't get it. Again, I don't get it. Everything having to do with African culture, we demonize everything. It's weird. It's just the craziest thing to me. So, if you're African on the continent and you have a demonized satanic art or culture, give it to me. Okay. Again, give it to me. Just give it to me. Don't burn it. Throw it away. I will be more than happy to take it. Trust me. Again, like how they have here in America, they have the program where they'll collect guns. Like you could turn in your guns for like a voucher. If you have an evil mask or evil art and you're on the continent of Africa, listen, give it to me. All right. Before before you throw them out or give them to some Europeans to put in a museum somewhere, just give it to me. I'll be more than welcome. I will show up anywhere on the continent. Okay. If you have these pieces, yeah, buyback program. I will do a African evil, demonic, satanic art mask buyback program. I will come and get it, and I'll be more than happy to take it. More than happy, because I'm getting sick and tired of our art ending up in European museums. I'm getting sick and tired. Like I'm in Senegal. When I was in Senegal, in Plateau, there's a European guy who has this beautiful African art. I forgot the name of it. Hold on. What's the name of it? European guy. Beautiful African art and antique shop. Huge. All just it was absolutely gorgeous. Our stuff sits in there, collects dust. They sell it for millions of dollars, but meanwhile, y'all want to say it's of the devil. So again, I will sponsor a buyback program. If you think it's evil, please, I will come anywhere in Africa. Okay, if the volume makes sense, especially West Africa, between Senegal to Cameroon. Okay, whenever I'm on a continent, you say, Dinus, we are afraid of these evil spirits that these masks contain. Before you give it to some European, I will come and get it from you and take it off your hands. Depending on the amount, depending on what it is, I'll come and get it. I will come and get it, and I will add it to my collection. Like I said, I'm not going to sell them. I'm not selling. Like my collection, my pieces, I'm not selling. If I do sell, it better be, you have to give me millions. It would have to make sense. Yeah, this is of the Benin bronze. So yeah, so I just want to put that out there. African mask, African antique buyback program. Like, listen, I will come. I'll be more than happy to come get that stuff off your hands. No problem. Valerie, I called you. You ain't answer my call, Valerie. I text you, Valerie. You didn't respond. You ignored me, Valerie. So, like I said, I don't understand that part. These things are so evil, but Europeans keep them in their museums in Europe, and not one museum has burnt down. So again, I just give them to me. Give them to me. I'll be more than happy to take them off your hands. No problem. No problem at all. So I just wanted to put that out there. Also, Nigeria, guys. I said the largest in Africa. The largest consulate in the world is being built in Nigeria. Ground was just broken last week. Guys, what does this tell you? Okay, when the United States of America, again, when the United States of America, all right, is investing that much into Nigeria, I don't care what's going on in the north. I don't care that it's the poverty capital of the world. I don't care. Whenever the United States of America, the USA, has decided to build the largest consulate on the planet in Nigeria, something is up. You got that going on. You got the Dangote oil refinery going on. This is what's going on. You see the issue with Ukraine and Russia. A lot of natural resources the U.S. was getting from Russia. They're now looking to Africa. Everybody's now looking to Africa. Investments, resources. Everybody on this planet is looking to Africa. And now they're jockeying for position in Africa. Everybody. Everybody. And guys, I've been telling you, Nigeria is the future. It's the giant of Africa. Yeah, there's issues. Again, there are issues in Nigeria. But I'm telling you right now, give it 4 to 5 years. You got the election coming up next year, the Nigerian election coming up next year. So, guys, a lot is happening on the continent. Okay, A lot is happening. There's a major shift. They're telling you Africa's not safe. Nigeria's nothing but poverty and war. Meanwhile, they are building the largest consulate on the planet in Nigeria. What does that tell you? Guys, if you don't have an Africa plan, you got a small window. Because trust me, once that embassy is up, you're going to be priced out of Legos. Legos is expensive, but once that embassy is done, you can forget about it. Microsoft's in Kenya. In Nigeria. Everybody's in Nigeria. It's for a reason. No, people aren't stupid. I've been trying to tell you guys. Look at Nigeria. You better start taking a look at Nigeria. If you don't establish yourself in Nigeria these next 4 to 5 years, you're going to be priced out. And it's going to be so much harder. It's going to be so much harder. The U.S. is now shifting to Africa, is now shifting to Nigeria because of the issues they're having with the BRICS countries. What are the BRICS countries? Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So I'm telling you, take a look at Nigeria. Yeah, and like people are saying in the chat room, yes, the U.S. intentions, they're on some BS, of course. But again, since they are building the largest consulate in Nigeria, that is telling you something. So you can sit on the sidelines and complain, or you could be 10 toes on the ground and getting your hands dirty. Because I'm telling you, it's a wrap over here in the West. It's a wrap. It's over. So now they're looking to Africa. You should too. All right, what else do we got going here? And guys, you want to call in, links in the chat room. If you want to call in, link is in the chat room. And please hit the like button again. Please hit the like button. Again, please hit the like button. Link is in the chat room. Somebody said the refinery is going to be a blessing to that zoo. Oh, man. I love Nigeria. So I got my shirt on. This is my Nigeria 2018 World Cup Nike shirt. And listen, and I got the pants joints too. I'm just looking for the jacket. I just got to get the matching jacket. But this is the Nigeria football Abuja Nike official warm-up situation from the 2018 Olympics. Well, I'm sorry, World Cup. When they made the 2018 World Cup, the official joints. So I just got to get the jacket now. So when Nigeria lost to Ghana, I'm sorry, when Nigeria was disqualified from making it to the World Cup, not disqualified, when Nigeria didn't advance to the World Cup, all of a sudden, all this stuff just came on sale out of the blue on eBay. So I bought the pants, got me a shirt from the 2018 World Cup edition. So guys, again, link is in the chat room. If you want to call in, go ahead and click on that link. Again, if you want to call in, go ahead and click on that link. Oh, excuse me. Again, links in the chat room. If you want to call in, go ahead and call in. And guys, do me a favor, hit the like button. But let's go ahead and check this out real quick. The U.S. is building a new $537 million consulate on reclaimed land in Nigeria. That reclaimed land is Echo Atlantic. The U.S. will spend more than $500 million on a new consulate general in Echo Atlantic, the 4 square miles of land in Lagos, Nigeria, reclaimed from the Atlantic Ocean. That features residential and commercial properties. Designed by Enid, a New York architecture firm, the consulate is expected to take up 50,000 square meters of space and employ 2,500 Nigerian citizens in various roles, from engineering and construction to administration. In a press release, the U.S. said about $95 million will be invested in the local economy as a result of the project, set for the completion in 2027. 5 years is right around the corner. U.S. endorses the Lagos Smart City Project. The U.S. is already has a consulate office in Lagos, in addition to its embassy in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. But the scope of the new consulate campus honors the vibrant relationship between the United States and Nigeria and communicates the spirit of American democracy, transparency, and openness. Mary Beth Leonard, the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, said, "It is expected to be the largest U.S. consulate in the world and gives the Echo Atlantic project, which started in 2008 and intended as an international financial center, an endorsement from a major government. One of many so-called smart city projects in Africa, Echo Atlantic could adversely affect the coastal environment in Lagos and widen inequality in Nigeria. One of the world's poorest countries, Kansas City in Kenya, where the construction has stalled on a similar project, is a cautionary tale of how smart city projects can overpromise and fail in Africa. But the U.S. would have been encouraged by the fact that Echo Atlantic is already a home for some families and businesses." Guys, there's not a lot at Echo Atlantic. Last time I was, I'm there like 2-3 times a year. It's really nothing there yet. So that's why keyword some families and businesses. Like, it's really nothing there yet. With the other construction projects ongoing, the groundbreaking ceremony for the new consulate on March 31st was attended by past and present governors of Lagos State. Tinubu, I'm sure Tinubu was there, and Ronald and Gilbert Chagori, the Nigerian Lebanese billionaire brothers whose companies have helped develop and fund Echo Atlantic. So there we go. There we go. Heavenly Child, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine.
Great. I never been on any type of live, but I've been watching you for a while, and I have six. I got six African American boys, and they've already been to college and graduated, and I keep telling them, what's going on around the world and what's going on in Africa, and I'm really trying to pitch to them, you should take the money you have and move to Africa somewhere. You could double, triple your money, get a business started. But when I watch you, you remind me of my son, because
I hope that's a good
he was
thing. I hope that's a
pushing
good
just
thing. Go ahead.
like yourself. When the only reason why I got on here now is because you said it's a wrap. It's an
Right.
excellent thing. You're pushing, you're helping the youth, you're helping our, African Americans to see what Africa has to offer versus the United States. I've been here 55 years and it's been rough. I mean, from high school calling us niggers and throwing cans at us, and I've lived that life. I really lived that life.
Let me ask you this: your kids, your sons, they all graduated from university.
I'm watching you at the same time, so I'm hearing myself twice.
Yeah. Well, you got to turn off the playback so you don't have the feedback.
Yeah, I'm thinking playback. I don't even know what that is.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
So listen, the screen that you're watching the video, not
Oh,
the
okay,
back.
okay, okay.
Turn the mute. Yeah, turn that off. So okay. All right. So your kids. So your kids, they've already you're well, they're not kids anymore. You're grown men. They all graduated from
Got
university.
you. Yeah, I think it's important for me to my my son.
I was saying, have all your kids graduated from university?
Yes, my son graduated from ASU, Arizona State University, and that's the last child. Yes.
Do they have
When
do they have any college
when my
debt?
son graduated from ASU, when he entered ASU, they didn't even want him to. Yes. Do I have to turn off? How do I turn off? Just turn the
You
TV
got to
off?
turn off. You got to turn off the
Do I just
stream.
turn the TV off? It is annoying.
Nah, just hit mute or I don't know. So okay, so you're watching on TV, and then
Oh,
you're
okay,
on the. Okay, don't break nothing. Don't break it.
okay,
You got to turn off the YouTube on the TV.
okay. Let me see. Sorry, sorry. Don't break that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, they. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Yeah, so my son, thank God my last child, he graduated from Arizona State, but that was a full academic scholarship. And just how we entered the actual the school, I was dropping him off and they were saying that he missed it by 1 month as far as being living in the actual state. And then so I had to talk to the superintendent. I was there for like 3.5 hours trying to fight for my son to live on the dorm in the dorm that hour. I was like, no, he's getting in here. I said, you don't even have that many African American students in your school. But I went and talked to the superintendent, and I kid you not, I spoke to him about how my son worked all his life trying to get to this point. This is not a sports scholarship. This is a full academic scholarship, and I worked hard. I spoke to him about my past of struggling getting my kids through these all white schools and everything. And she said, you know what, out of 30 years of working here, as the dean, I have never had a parent fight for a child. I said, well, you just don't know what I've been through as far as going to high school in this country. I was born here, but my all my boys are like, Mom, I can't believe you're moving to Africa. I said, I gave the United States 55 years of my life. We struggled, like we struggled here. And I said, I didn't even know Africa had offer we had offers there. I just never looked into it, to be honest with you. When I hear you guys talking on this YouTube, I'm thinking to myself, there's so many people like me, African American, and 55 and up, 50 and above. We didn't even know. A lot of us didn't even know that the offers were there like that. I wish I would have listened about 10 years ago. I could have bought a mansion. I could have bought a mansion about 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I would have had all my boys in Africa with, businesses. We missed out. I feel like, to be honest with you, I really feel that my life was stolen from me from the United States. I mean, from here. I really I wasted. I didn't even know I was wasting my youth. I wasted my whole life. I struggled. I worked. I fought for my kids to go to the best schools. And it just so happened that the best schools were all white. I didn't care. I was like, no, you're gonna love me for this. You're gonna get through this. You're not gonna go through what I had to go through. And now I know why my mother had us in white neighborhoods. I know that now because fighting. I just said, dang, I really fought listening to you young brothers, young sisters on this YouTube. I say, wow, this is amazing what you guys are doing. Because if you would have got on here, see, you were a baby back then, but I said, you know what? I send your videos to my kids and they're like, Mom, I'm not watching that. But now they're starting to look at like, wow, this is we're missing out on so much. Well, our youth that live in the United States, I really want them to take their money and run.
Now, your other kids, did they grab? Did they have? Were they on full scholarship?
No, no, they didn't. And they are, I'm not going to say in debt, but I will say that that's a shame that they're just like
They're in debt. They're in debt.
paying. Yeah, it's a shame. They're paying back, it's like their monthly bill. And then my son, my other son, he's like, dang, mom, this is crazy. I'm in my late 20s and I'm still paying this thing back. And I'm looking at buying a house. And he goes, you know what? It's not worth buying a house here now
Well,
because
well,
we're
see,
getting ready to go to war.
that's even more reason you got to look outside of the country.
Yeah. I don't know why our kids won't look outside of the United States for what, why not? It's like what, and if I would have known, if I would have known, and I wish I would have did my what do you call it? My background. I wish I would have
It's not too late. It's not too late.
investigate. Yeah, yeah. I wish I would have investigated. I wish we had young brothers like you, to get on the YouTube, and we wouldn't even think about YouTube because the only reason why I'm on YouTube now is because the pandemic, and I got my bachelor's in theology, so I was basically
Well,
not hiding in the church, but I worked in the church, and then like 4 years ago, I started. Well, the pandemic gave me more time to really look within the churches, and I'm like, wow, I spent what, 85% of my life doing the wrong thing. I was like, I was in this church and I didn't even know. You guys brought to our attention, you young brothers brought to our attention all the hard work that I put in the ministry of Christianity. And then when I found out what's really going on, I said, dang, I wish that, like, my kids would tell you, my mom, like, she spent 95% of her time, teaching Sunday school. And I was like, I felt cheated. When I got my bachelor's in theology, like 4 years ago, I felt cheated. I was like, where was I? I didn't even know. So
Uh,
I thank you guys.
you're welcome. Go ahead, Lorenzo. Unmute yourself.
oh, hey, how you doing, man? I just been watching you for quite a while now. Uh, I've been looking in the chat. A lot of people saying a lot of things don't make a lot of sense. But I'm out here in China. But I came to China about 3 years ago. My reason for coming to China was following the money. Then I found out when I got to China, everybody's going to Africa from China. So I'm
Right.
just trying to figure out how I can get there now. But I've been watching you for a while now, and you're pretty inspirational, man.
Yeah, I would say the glory years of China was like early 2000s, late 90s. Yeah,
Yeah, but I studied Chinese, so I had to come to get fluent. And then I'm telling you, soon as I get here, all I hear about is what China's doing in Africa, the Belt and One Road Initiative, and all that type of stuff. I just been studying how they set things up, so you know I can take that what I'm learning here, and when I finally do make it to Africa, I can put it into practice.
that's what's up. But how is China? Like, why China? Like, what? Like, I just, uh,
Well, like I said, in college I studied Chinese, so I wanted to get fluent, so I had to come to China because there's not a lot of Chinese in the states. And China is great, though. I mean, I'm living better than I was living back home. I'm from Texas, so I got nothing too much to complain about. Uh, you know, there still is racism, but it's not on the same level as back home.
all right, go ahead, Shayla.
Hey, so this is not my other account that we were talking about Friday.
Why don't we? Hold on, I don't see this account in the chat room. I never. If I would have saw
No,
this account,
you're not going
I
to
would
see
have
this
known
one.
it was
This
you.
is the main one. I don't, I told you I got a backup account.
Oh, you troll account. You got a troll account. The other account's a troll account. Okay,
It's not a
okay.
troll account, I promise. Anyway, you're doing great stuff, brother, and you've been
I
doing it for
appreciate it.
years. Like the sister said, I got like a little background noise too, and I definitely don't have my other internet up. But anyway, so like the sister was saying, like she feels bamboozled. And at the end of the day, I think we all were bamboozled. We all were institutionalized to think that Africa was this horrible terrible place. And as you open your eyes and you see things for what they are and how they can be, it's not too late. So I don't want you to think that it's too late for you. I mean, there's several places in Africa where it's still relatively cheap. There's places, if you want to live the high life, that you can live in Africa for fairly cheap still. So just make sure that as we're looking on the continent, that you are doing your research too, because there's places that are expensive, and there's places that's not so expensive. All right, that's all I
Yes,
want to say
man.
about
I appreciate you for hopping on.
it. You're welcome. Bye.
Hold on, I gotta gas them up. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, what's going on, brother? How have you
What's
been?
up, man? I'm good. How are you
Man, I'm
doing?
just grinding, man.
What's okay? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go.
No, I was gonna say, heavenly child. There's some background noise. That's why I muted you, heavenly child. But gas them up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about, in terms of the village, because I said something, about making the village great again. I think that's me. Sorry about that. About making the village great again.
That was
And
you. That was you. Hold on. Heavenly child, Miss Heavenly child. There's a lot of background noise coming from your end. So if you could just stay muted for me, sister. There's just a lot of background noise. All right, go ahead, gas them up. Yeah, I got that from
yeah,
you.
and
I got
so so I want to, just hear from you guys. How do you think we can, make villages viable? Because historically, just and again, you can debate the research, but historically, you see that, for example, after the unfortunate so-called slave trade, you saw that a lot of villages were actually partaking in what we would call village or group economics, where they were, working on large scale farms together, and then trying to trade internationally. So, what do you guys think is a way that can be done to implement that?
I think as far as the making the village great again is not compromising the culture in the name of modernity, being modern. That's my thing. I think there needs to be a balance of both. And there's a way to do it. Like the Arab, he's modern, he does business, but he has his own culture. I mean, he wears his own jellabie, whatever the hell you call it. Out, it's just you don't compromise the culture in the name of being modern. And I think that's kind of like as far as black people, we feel like once we make it to a certain level and once we're at certain tables and certain meetings that we got to go straight European.
Lorenzo, what you think about that?
I agree. African culture just needs to be updated and modernized. And as a person from the States, I feel like Black people and African people just need to merge their cultures per se and update that way. We neither one of us know everything because we're both in the same predicament. They have a little history, we got a little history, and if you come together, it'd be better for all of us. Uh, I see a
So
lot of
so
people
so let
saying
me
like,
let me ask you, how does that work through, right? Because, like, for example, you see, like, Dynas will go to Nigeria, go to Sierra Leone. Dynas
mhm.
will, he'll speak Yoruba. And do you think that's something that on in the diaspora people are willing to do, where they're willing to, be flexible to learn the language and speak? Like I always tell people here in the States, I'm like, man, everybody will go to the Chinese restaurant, they'll eat Italian food. Nobody will eat any
Mhm.
African food. And I'm not saying, that's changing now, but especially when I was growing up, it's like, how do you expect to connect with people when you're not even gonna eat the food or try to learn the language? Like, even if you learn French, you can communicate with damn near millions of West Africans just by speaking French alone. So
Oh,
I mean,
true. I've
how does
seen
that
that
play
in
out?
China, but I think you can't really worry about the people that are not going to do it. They've already lost out. You only talk to the people that trying to do it. Because even coming to China, I meet a lot of foreigners that do not learn the language, so they live in a little English bubble, or wherever they're from. They only mess with people that speak English or speak French or Spanish, and that limits your experience. And they do that in China, you know. And for the people back home that don't want to take the time to learn something new, they just lose out. It just gives people that want to learn more opportunity. And when these people figure out, oh, I should have learned this time at this time, they just jump on the bandwagon. That's all you can do. Is just when you start winning, people come along.
So now you're in China, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't mind me asking, what's that experience like in terms of like is it what we assume it to be like? I'm assuming like because for me, you would think that like hey, it's like they're not necessarily the most welcoming of people of color, but is that different when you're on the ground?
It's different because I seen some stuff in the chat too, and basically everything they told you about China is the same as everything they told you about Africa. It's complete opposite. There is a million people here, and for the most billions of people here, and you can find a million assholes. But that's anywhere. You know, you have good people, you have bad people. As a foreigner, it's just my responsibility to handle how I act because I'm technically an ambassador for everybody that's black. So if I do something, it reflects on all black people. So I just carry myself in a way that, you know, doesn't badly affect me and people that look like me.
And I guess my last thing I wanted to ask you, being in China, what are some ways that black people in the U.S. and Africa can strengthen business relations with China and get things off the ground? What simple like
Uh, it would
workable
be
models
business
do you
culture.
suggest?
It would be Chinese business culture. Because the thing about even learning a language, I found out culture is king. I've met people that don't speak Chinese, but they can get in a room with Chinese people, and just because they understand the culture, they fit in. So to do business in China is more about understanding their culture, to open doors, because they're not in the West. We're more okay. I want to do business with you. I don't have to like you. I make some money. You make some money. In China, not so much. Like you kind of have to. It's like a relationship. Like you have to take. You go out to dinner. Y'all talk over dinner, business deals, but you don't go too deep. Like they have to genuinely have a like for you. Because if they don't like you, they won't do business with you. And usually these are like, you do dinner, and they have this thing called KTV, and you basically just go out and have a good time with them. That's a lot of business is done like that in China.
Guidance, do you notice that's similar in Africa?
As far as what doing business,
Yeah, where like is it more transactional?
well, it's like that here in America. Like Lorenzo said, as far as people tell me majority of deals are done on a golf course. So as far as building these relationships is done having fun and it's transactional. Yeah, I mean, if when it comes to business, I was transactional. You have a product or service. Someone has the money for that product or service. You transact,
No,
and it,
what I'm saying is like I guess what I'm asking is like when you go to Africa, do you feel that your business dealings are you can get away with just being transactional, or do you have to always build that relationship?
it depends on the level of business and what it is and the amount of money you're spending. It depends. If I'm just going to the lady to the market to get some pounded yam, then you really don't need to build a relationship. I just go get the yam and I'll leave. But if I'm asking somebody to like in real estate, if I want to represent somebody and help them buy their $500,000 home, then yeah, you're gonna have to build a relationship. So it just depends on what you're doing and the level of transaction.
Time. Peace to everybody, and wish you all the best.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm gonna see you also later, Don, so I'll let somebody else get on the show.
Say that again.
I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I'll let somebody else get on the show. I've really said my piece. I don't really have nothing else to say unless
Okay, no
somebody else got
problem.
some questions. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, go ahead, Heavenly Child.
I just want to ask that young man. Well, he's gone now, but I wanted
No,
to
you got
ask Lorenzo and the other
Yes.
gentleman. Yeah, I wanted to ask you and the other gentleman. You guys sound like my kids, the younger ones coming up. So if you're in China and you guys are in different countries, things like that, are you guys concerned about like the war and like China taking over certain areas of Africa? You have to look at the example of Ukraine and things like that, because my whole thing of getting on was trying to continue to encourage everybody that's young like yourself to go over to Africa, anywhere in Africa, and try to take the monies that you've earned in China or America and try to build Africa up. And then you have a better future. Because, like the young brother said, Prince said that everybody is going to Africa. We're running to China, we're running to California, we're moving to all these places from China. You're spending all that time and money and effort into different countries, but as you can see, there's wars going on. Africa not only needs you, you need Africa. That's your future. You don't see you, Are you looking in that area at all?
Oh, yes, yes. Actually, after China, I'm going to Africa. And thing about China is, as a foreigner, you have to understand you can't stay here forever because I got a work visa, and you can't you you can get married in China, but it's smart, in my opinion, to marry into China because if you get a Chinese spouse visa, you can't work, so there's no point unless you're a woman and you marry a rich Chinese guy. So China has only been a stepping stone for me to learn uh, Chinese, learn how to do business and things of that nature, and then take it with me to Africa. Because since I've come to China, I've been pretty much done with America. I plan to go back to visit family, but my whole family. I got an uncle. He's been to Africa many a times, and he's always told me. So this is just a place to learn some things, then go to Africa.
Yeah, she dropped off. She dropped off. Guys, links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in, click on the link. Again, if you'd like to call in, please click on a link. Also, Sierra Leone, we are leaving in 2 weeks. Citizenship opportunities are available for those who have their African ancestry DNA results, and it connects back to Sierra Leone. You're eligible for citizenship. Also, Oshun Festival in August in Nigeria. If you're interested in joining, please hit me up. Go to Danfo, DANFO .Africa. Again, Danfo, DANFO .Africa. If you're interested in joining us on one of our many tours to the continent. All right, Lorenzo. So, as far as you being black in China, tell us more about that experience.
Well, it's more okay. The main aspect people are going to ask about is the racism. Yes, there's racism, but it's more to a lesser. It's less than the United States, as in I don't fear for my life just because I'm black. Like if I see a cop, I don't get apprehensive or afraid. Back home, if I get pulled over, you always have that gut feeling like, okay, let me put my hands on the steering wheel. Let me know, show them that I'm not a threat. In China, one, you hardly even see the police. You know, they have more like security and everything, but it's much more relaxing and peaceful in that aspect. Now, the difficulties come into finding work is a bit difficult because they put white people at the top, uh, because they tend to think that if I want to speak good English, it should be or learn English, it should be from a white person. So they get paid more, but that's one coming. I have an American passport, so that helps me in that aspect. But other than that, it's pretty chill and pretty relaxed.
How have the lockdowns been?
Oh, uh, the lockdowns when it first happened, they shut everything down, and you just had to buy as much food as you can, and hope that it wouldn't last long. It lasted like 3 months. I was in lockdown 3 months, and I'm not even like in an area that was close to Wuhan. I'm like 4 hours away. So they shut that down. You just had to stay in your house the whole time. I just didn't go outside. That's pretty much how it is. The streets was empty if I did go outside, but other than that, it was pretty boring.
All right. What's your thoughts on Hong Kong? Have you been to Hong Kong?
No, I haven't been to Hong Kong. Hong Kong, in my opinion, I live in China, so I have to be careful how I speak about these things. Is it's like it's like a parent that got divorced, and then the Hong Kong is the child, and the child comes back into the parent's life that they got divorced, and they don't necessarily see eye to eye because one parent said you can do this, and the other parent said like you're gonna stay here now, but you can't do that. So it's just that kind of like argument. But in the end, China will get what they want because they are the driving factor in a lot of things right now, especially economic wise. So it's the same thing with Taiwan. Like that's how they're winning right now, economics. They're not necessarily using hard power, they're using soft power. They can dictate to a lot of people that this is how we do business. If you don't like it, we're not going to deal with you. But if you want to get this money from us, you have to do it how we want to do it.
All right, cool, man. What we'll do, guys, we'll links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in, click on the link. If not, we'll go ahead and we'll start closing out. So, but overall, your experience in China has been pretty
Oh, it's
decent.
been great, man. It's been great. I mean, I'm living one of the best times of my life. I mean, I did college in America. I was poor. I came to China. I'm not so poor now. I can do a lot of things I couldn't do back home. I don't have to worry about certain things like police violence. I don't have to worry about that. But other than that, it's been pretty relaxed, man. Most problems you come into living in China as a foreigner is if you don't speak the language. If you speak the language, you can get out of most things. You do have race. I have had racist experiences, but like they've been more of ignorant experiences versus pure racism.
All right, that's cool. That's what's up. Well, hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Again, tour Sierra Leone, couple weeks. Hit me up. Until next time, family dynasty, mirror search for Huru. Peace.